Hello everybody, my name is SpeZy and welcome back to another video. First of all, I want to apologise quickly for not uploading for the past month. I've done a couple streams and some other stuff, but I haven't uploaded an actual video, and I'm once again doing another MCSR ranked commentary because I currently haven't really got anything in the works and I feel like I should post something, and well, this run just happened, which was pretty good. As you probably read in the title, I'm not sure I'm going to title it yet, but it's going to be something along the lines of, you know, the fact that I managed to beat Fulham in a 1v1, which is pretty good given, you know, how long he's been playing, how long I've been playing, the difference in that. I think it shows my improvement a lot because he's someone who commonly floats around the 1500 elo range, and if I can beat him, and I managed to beat him by quite a significant margin, it sort of shows that I have the potential to go pretty far in terms of, you know, potentially making it to playoffs and whatever lies beyond. I would say though, obviously I do beat him in this match. I'll give you that spoiler now. As you probably read in the title. I do not think I'm better than Fulham by any stretch of the imagination, at least in speedrunning. In general Minecraft, I'm sure it's way more up for debate, but in speedrunning, he is definitely better than me. I just played the seed better, in my opinion. I have watched back his VOD, and I think I made the better decisions. I know he had an issue with some of his keybinds not working, but I think I would have won the match anyway. So I feel pretty good about that. And I felt like I played the seed pretty well. This is my first time watching my perspective back. So we'll see what stuff I could have done differently. I did watch Fulham's perspective as he was streaming his perspective when we queued into each other. And he did make some decisions that I do think were better than mine. And again, it's just because some of the things he did was some things I've never even thought of before. It's not that I thought about them and then decided not to take the decisions. It's just because I didn't know that that was a decision you could make. We're already in the Nether. This is a pretty fast buried treasure overworld. I think I played it pretty solidly. I'm going to jump down here and boat clutch. I see both of the fortress and the bastion. I check my F3 and I just note down the position of the fortress. I do /N in the chat, which will remind me later that it's north. If I ever forget, I can just put in the chat. I can put an up arrow in the chat, and it will tell me my last message, which will say N, which will remind me that it's north because my memory isn't the best. I don't think I needed to do that this run though, luckily, because I was able to remember. I dug into the bastion from this direction, and I grabbed the first chest, and it has a gold helmet. And I'm simply just ready to start looting the bastion. I have 4 spare gold, which is nice. I could have used that to make armor in the overworld or when I entered the Nether, but I sort of just forgot about it, to be honest. This piglin gives me a bit of a scare. I'm not sure if they're going to start attacking me, but I just need to get into position and start trading. There's piglins in the roof there, so I dig them down, and they're all going to filter into this hole, and I'm going to throw my gold in there. Something I have taken note of by this point is that my home portal is extremely close, and instead of getting 20 obsidian, I might be able to get at least 10, and simply use the home portal to measure my eyes before I go back into the Nether and build another portal, build another Nether portal to go into the stronghold, which is something I've kept in the back of my mind. I'm trying to think about how I want to leave the bastion as well, because I don't know what exactly I'm going to get from the loot from the piglins, so I'm just going to mine all the gold so I can ensure myself I get at least the stuff I need before I potentially want to check the top chests. As you may or may not know, there's lots of chests which are mostly at the top of bastions, and this bastion, the stables bastion, it has 3 sets, like 3 different areas basically where there can be loads of chests. Commonly known as, well, there's multiple names depending on what it is, but the best ones are triples, so if there's lots of them, that would be very good for looting. But if I have at least 10 obsidian and I have everything else I need, I honestly can leave now. Luckily that piglin on the left isn't mad at me after I blocked him off earlier. I think he didn't, like, see me break the gold. I have 7 more gold in my inventory. I'm looking at my explosive count, and I realized I can make 3 beds, and I can make either 1 or 2 anchors. I don't think I knew at this point, because I think I thought that I could make 2, but I actually didn't look at my crying obsidian account, which I believe I didn't have much crying obsidian on me, which we'll see later. As you can see there, a little bit complicated. I threw 2 pearls. One of them landed beneath the fortress, like sort of the leg of the good part of the fortress, and I threw another pearl before that, which I unloaded by lowering my render distance to, which will basically, I can unhang at any point, and I'll teleport to my home portal, which is where I'll go measure my eyes, given I only have 13 obsidian, and I chose to not loot the top chests. I think it was a good decision, because I know Fulham did loot the top chests, and I don't think there was much in there, and I know he also got less gold from the bottom part of the bastion than me, which is why he needed to go there, and I think he struggled with explosive count later. But we're not there yet. We're in the fortress. We've so far got pretty unlucky on blaze rod drops, but here we go. There's number 1, there's number 2, and there's number 3. Lovely. I see a blaze over there, but it's being guarded by 2 wither skeletons, I think I saw, which is quite bad. I heard another blaze behind me, and it turns out there's another spawner behind me. We call this a double spawner, where you can stand in one location, and 2 spawners are loaded. It's pretty rare. I didn't really need this to happen, but I'm glad it did, because it's pretty fast. And yeah, I've sort of, one of them sort of buried, and one of them sort of out, so I've got to dig through the wall a little bit. I potentially could have made some sort of, like, tunnel to run through, but I ended up just taking that route outside and placing that, and breaking and placing that dirt every time. The blaze on the right has moved a little bit, so I can probably go get that after I've killed this blaze over here. I hear the wither skeleton getting close to me, so I know when I go out here there's going to be a wither skeleton on my right, and there is. I decided to kill it. There's a blast again. That blaze on the left is still there, but again, these blazes just keep spawning, I want to go for 7 rods because I want to have the insurance that, you know, if 2 eyes break, or if an eye breaks, when I go back to my home portal, I don't need to come back to the fortress, because there's a potential chance it won't be in my way. I killed that blaze, and it drops my 7th rod, and I'm out, and I teleport right next to my portal for another pearl, and boom, I'm out. I'm back into the overworld with all my stuff in 6 minutes and 50 seconds, which is one of the fastest paces I've ever been on. But home portal isn't that fast, and I'm expecting the stronghold to be quite far away, so it's a little bit misleading. But there's a potential chance that it could be really open terrain, it could be very fast, and I could be in the stronghold in the next minute and a half. I throw my first eye, and since the last video, I started using a program called Jolty to do eye measurements, and unfortunately I don't know how to make them work, so there you go, there's Walter. I will eventually get them to work with OBS, I promise, but you cannot see it, but basically I'm hyper zooming in on the eye. The issue comes with my second eye goes backwards, which is incredibly rare. It means there's 2 strongholds equal distance away from each other from my spot. Unbelievable. It's incredibly rare. It's only happened a few times to, like, Corey, for example, who's done thousands of no reset runs. It's very rare. It's only happened to me a couple times. Of course, it happens to me on this crazy pace playing against Fulham. And I know Fulham didn't have to deal with that because he does boat eye, which means that he only had to throw one eye. I don't like boat eye. I've tested it out before, and it just felt very inconsistent when I was getting out of the boat. It gave me that red icon, which all speedrunners will hate. And I just felt it was a little bit inconsistent for me. And I quite like throwing 2 to have that sort of insurance. And I had 99.9% on my calculator at this point, which I felt was pretty good. You know, I like you know, what is that? 999 over 1,000 or something. I crafted up some of my explosives. Craft my string into wool, and my glowstone dust into glowstone, which I'll use to make respawn anchors and beds. I don't think I realized at this point, but you might have seen that I only have 10 crying obsidian, which means I can only make 1 respawn anchor, when I was actually under the impression that I could make 2, which meant I could have 5 explosives, not 4. 4 is pretty hard to kill the dragon with, but 5 is a lot more comfortable for me. I start running into that hallway. The reason I'm running this way is because the stronghold is this way. I should have probably prefixed that. I was running that way, and there was a little corridor, and I didn't really want to dig through that wall. And I know Fulham dug through that wall from his VOD, and it seemed like an okay decision. But I liked my play more of taking terrain because I feel like it is just a safer play, because there's a potential chance you could dig for miles, but as you can see, the terrain on the left does open up. What I was able to get, though, from coming this way was a hoglin, as I'm in desperate need of food, because I'm not too sure. I actually should have checked this, but I might have dropped... there just wasn't a lot of food in the buried treasure at the start of the run. I could be wrong. Maybe I accidentally dropped some of the cod. I'm not too sure, but... I was pretty surprised, because I expected to check my inventory and find some more food, and there just wasn't. So finding that hoglin was very good. Gave me some more insurance that I wasn't going to die. Which... I mean, it's always a good thing. I'll take port shot for a little bit of time loss any day. I'm not sure if I needed it, but it was a pretty good thing to do, I think. I load in here and I'm getting incredibly scared because I'm not in the stronghold. But I realised that I'm at Y level 40 and there's a potential chance I could just dig down into the stronghold. I checked my coordinates again on the Ninja Braid bot, which unfortunately isn't on the screen. Actually, I don't know why it isn't. I think I have it on my layout. But anyway, we are now in the stronghold. If you look in the bottom right, and you can see where the orange part of the pie chart is the most present, that's the direction I want to go. And I felt like it was on the right, and it unfortunately wasn't. But I'm going to check a few more directions on the right, because it could be sort of leading off one of these paths, and there's some light down here, which could be correct, but no, it is a torch. I potentially thought the light could be the lava coming from the portal room, but that wasn't the case. I decided to check in here because I want to get rid of my lava bucket and replace it with water, just because I feel a lot more comfortable doing a water clutch than a boat clutch if I potentially am in the air and I need to get down. Because there's a potential chance there's a situation where I can't use an ender pearl because I don't have enough food when I'm in the end. If you look at the bottom, if you look at the top right, you can see the Fulham is on the finding stronghold split. Which means he's a full split behind me. So at this point, I do know that I can just sort of slowly scan the stronghold, make sure I don't miss it. I can sort of investigate each direction with a little bit more like care, I guess. Final direction I haven't looked is this left path, and immediately I'm liking the light through this door. I was pretty surprised to find it so close because the spike really didn't look like it was here, but nonetheless, here is the portal room. And I immediately enter the end. I don't need to set any sort of spawn. I'm pretty fine with one pork chop going into the end with full health and full hunger. And I felt pretty confident I could win this game pretty quickly. The biggest mistake that I made in this game 100% was crafting all my string into wool, because I realized now that... Actually, no, it didn't matter, actually, because I had a crossbow. But what the big issue was actually that I didn't check the top chest in the bastion. Which obviously didn't mean much in terms of obsidian, but it would have been useful to getting arrows, because now I'm going to have to just wait for the dragon to perch instead of being able to shoot crystals down, which not only is more safe, but it's also consistently more quick. There's a potential chance this dragon could just be here for the next 3 minutes, and nothing could happen, and it would be very annoying. I crafted up all my explosives and realized that I actually don't have crying obsidian, so I can only make 4 explosives, which means I'm going to have to kill the dragon with 4 explosives, and there it is. There's the perch. But do I hit the 4-bed 1 cycle? Yes, I do. And that was the game. I beat Fulham on in MCSR ranked. Yeah, it was a pretty good run watching it back. It said 12:40 on my timer. Actually says 12:31 in the top right. I'm not sure why. That's confusing. Maybe it's some sort of in-game time thing. I don't know. Nonetheless, that was pretty good. He was ranked above me before then, so I'm pretty happy to beat him. Thank you all so much for watching. You can see my elo has gone a little bit down since the last video. I am trying to work my way back up, but yeah, I checked my inventory. I checked my account now in the recording. We are just watching back the recording. So I'm not currently doing this. This isn't live. But thank you all for watching. I will be trying to get back to a high reload, hopefully getting into the top 150, potentially top 100 sometime soon. Diamond rank would be very cool, but ultimately I do need to play more for that to happen. So thank you all for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and goodbye!